Welcome to your weekend focus for October the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive support that you send my way each and every day. You guys rock. Thank you so, so much, truly. Now let's see what the energy is going to be for us. Look at that. King of Swords. There's powerful energy. There's strong passion. Knight of Swords. So this is our intellect and our heart coming together as one, having that balance. The Death card. Now, well, we'll get into that, okay? Hang on. Let's pick an angel card. We'll stop there, and then we'll go to the archangels, not the Power Rangers, and the higher intuition cards. And I think with the Death card there on the board, I think I have to go through all the energy that's happening in Scorpio, because Scorpio rules the Death card. "35 upheaval," and I do believe it. I'm sorry for all you people that say not the upheaval. We have the upheaval, but it's a good upheaval. It moves us forward. Okay, I see that, you know, looks like a dragon or a monster there, okay? And it's kind of like we're getting rid of the things that hold us back, the limitations, the dragon. We're getting rid of that negative energy. This is a very strong and powerful weekend to actually move ourselves forward, okay? So the energy that we've got is Friday and Saturday, the moon is in Libra. So, and then it's late Saturday, the moon moves into Scorpio, and then Sunday, the new moon in Scorpio happens. So the Libra energy wants us to have this balance, to be the diplomat, okay? Very much this, right? The Knight of Swords, wanting the balance, making fair compromises. But Mercury is in Scorpio, so we're going to find that a little hard to do. We're going to find it very hard because Mercury is crossing over the sun. We feel like we are on this great quest, right, to get the heart of any matter. So here we are with the King of Swords leading the way. So he's strong, okay, through what we think or see in our conversations. We may be a lot more fearless when it comes to going into the depths. Okay, getting to the core or the root of any problem. But I think Mercury is also talking to Chiron. So our words probably won't come out as fluently as we may have liked. We may come across a little differently than we were hoping, or our words aren't received in the right way. And so we could ruffle feathers unintentionally. Or somebody could ruffle our feathers. So understanding the energy, knowing that they probably didn't need to do that. They didn't probably want to come off that way. So ask the question, start the conversation, understand what they wanted to say in the first place, what their true message was to you. I think Mars is talking to Chiron too. So we spend Friday and Saturday, the last energy of the full moon, you know, very strong energy to heal, to find closure. Okay, and we can dig deeper. We can understand things. We can understand our reactions to things. We can understand maybe where we carry a guilt. We've suppressed something in our life, or perhaps stress comes in, or vengeance, jealousy, anger. Okay, and that could be a lot of the passion, and that could be definitely a lot of the upheaval. Okay, so we need to, you know, understand what our go-to emotion are in certain situations. So what triggers that emotion, and how do we need to change that response? So an example would be you and your partner out, or you're walking through the mall and you see your partner and they are in with deep conversation with somebody that is obviously very attractive. And so you feel that emotion. And so if it's jealousy, then we need to ask ourselves why. Perhaps there's a history already there where there is a lack of trust, or perhaps your last relationship took away a lot of your trust. Maybe it was a teacher or a parent or a friend that said nobody's really going to love you. Perhaps you need to embrace just how wonderful you are. Understand how wonderful you are, and that anybody in the right mind would never give up a gift as precious as you. So this is where we allow our passions to fuel our positive steps forward. We don't want to go into the negative energy of Scorpio. We want to go into the positive energy of Scorpio. Okay, so we don't want to, allow stress to come into our lives or allow those triggers to go off, where we get vengeful or we get petty, we get angry, we get jealous. We want to dig deep and understand why those triggers come out. Okay, truly, there's no emotion that's truly bad. Okay, it's just we've labeled them bad because we see them as negatives. But if we feel something like jealousy or we feel something like anger, then we have to ask ourselves why, to get to the core of why we have that trigger. And then that tears down the wall. That doesn't allow that trigger to be there anymore for you. So what else is happening in the sky? We have Venus crossing over Saturn. Well, that could be more upheaval, actually. So reality can set in on a relationship. It could be even money matters, although I don't see really money here. But when we have the Death card, anything can transform into new. So problems may come up, and we can see where we can make stronger, deeper commitments. We can set new boundaries. We can make new rules. We can grow our sense of duty, our sense of responsibility. But then we have that new moon in Scorpio, which is, new moons are about planting seeds, starting projects, tasks, new journeys, adventures. And this new moon really asks us to uncover our own power and surge forward. And it's a time for a self-examination, to let go of limiting beliefs and habits. And maybe it's our lifestyle or routine. Maybe it's a job, a situation, a friendship. It could be a relationship. Maybe we held on to certain problems or addictions or dependencies because in some way they made us feel secure. And it's time to move past the fear. It's time to allow closure so new paths can form, new doors can open. And Scorpio energy, it can be intimate, it can be passionate, it can be magical. Scorpio energy is intuitive. So listen to that inner voice. Talk to God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe. This is a time for affirmations. This is the time for you to say, declare what you want to walk into, and then have a faith, a belief that that path is just merely awaiting your presence. And if we look at the numerology, okay, so October is the 10th month, so that boils down to a 1. 30 for the new moon on the 30th, so that boils down, 3 plus 0 is 3, so that boils down to a 3, and then 2016 is a 9. So 9 plus 3 plus 1 is 13. And so the number 13 is all about change, release, transformation. And we're afraid of the number 13. Many, you go to a high rise, there's no floor 14. The elevator doesn't have a 13 number on it, a 13th floor. And yes, the energy of a 13 will bring an end to situations that don't serve you anymore. Situations, relationships, and only through allowing that to go into the past, closing the door on it, is when the doors start to open. So be prepared to meet new people, get those aha moments, epiphanies, something to move you forward to, a new opportunity, a new adventure. Releasing the past will allow you to move into a birth. So, and that's Scorpio energy, right? death and rebirth. So the number 13 is actually a very sacred number. And it's the death card in the tarot. And that's where I started a long time ago, thinking I got to tell you about this, because, you know, here's the death card. Here's where we may not feel like we are going forward. We may not see. Although I think with the new moon, we will be able to see new paths. But this is about the death and rebirth. This is letting go of the darkness. This is letting go of the limitation. This is letting go of something that doesn't serve you anymore, so that you can step into a brand new path, a beautiful new path. There's a white rose at the very bottom there, and you can't see it. But it's there. The rebirth is there. The new path is there. But it comes through a death of something. It comes through the ending of something. And, you know, the Emperor didn't show up. King of Swords kind of did. Maybe one day he'll be our next Emperor. Because the number 4 is the Emperor in the deck. And the number 4 asks us to be determined. So that's this. To show up every day. Meet our responsibilities and obligations. Work hard. Commit ourselves. To make our dreams tangible. To make them real. To bring in success. And there will be obstacles to overcome, yes. But it can be such a productive time. And it's tied to finances. Once again, there's nothing here with finances, but when the death card is there, it can affect any part of our life very easily. So yeah, we want to pay off our debts, our financial debts, but what do you owe yourself? Have you been, you know, physically taking care of yourself, mentally feeding your mind, spiritually growing? Or do you need to invest more time in one of those areas or in all of those areas? So it's all about responsibility, work, and accomplishment in order to gain the security. And the Emperor is actually the true intuitive, the Emperor and the Empress, because they take the wisdom in and throw it into their subconscious, and the subconscious works through all the information and then pops out the right decision, the right answers. So the King of Swords, and I kind of watch this energy, okay? I kind of think that this is the Mercury energy a little bit talking to Chiron, where we can become overpassionate and we can just say things because we want to get to that goal, we want to get to that dream, we want to get to that desire. We're very powerful, we're very passionate, but yet we can come across as egotistical, ruthless. This is the one where we can burn bridges behind us. We can ruffle feathers. We can step on toes. So we have to be the diplomat. We have to think through what we're trying to say, what we're trying to accomplish, where we're trying to go, and direct and focus our energies. We have the Knight of Swords, and this is the balance. This is the balance between the heart and the mind. Using both, not just relying on your intuition, but relying on your wisdom. And working together, analyzing things, digging deeper into things, the Scorpio energy. And we can do that now because we have a strong balance going for us. The Death card, it's death and rebirth. And out of the darkest places, you find the light. You see the light at the end of the tunnel. You've been through dark things before. You'll be through dark things again. But it's having that faith, that belief that there's new possibilities, new things to step into, to embrace your empowerment. You know, the Death card, in the other deck I use, he kind of has this like a puppet on the strings, and keeping us limited because of our fears, because of our irrationalities that we think are very rational. And it's cutting those strings. It's not allowing those strings to be pulled anymore. It's not allowing that emotion to be pulled out anymore, because you understand the emotion, you release the emotion, you heal the emotion, and you move forward because of it. You don't end up in the same patterns anymore. Upheaval. Now, 3 plus 5 is 8, so that is our empowerment. That can be through the upheaval. So realize that what doors are closing in your life, what things are getting closure in your life right now, need to happen in order for you to step into new paths. Well, I'm babbling tonight. Let's get our angel cards going here. So it's, we have in Scorpio the sun, the moon, we have Mercury, and the date of the new moon is 13, and it's ruled by Scorpio. So what powerful transformative energy we have at our fingertips this weekend to really move into a desired direction, one that we want to go, one that will fulfill us, one that fills us with passion, with happiness, with joy, that brings a balance and a security into our life. But we'll have to work for it. We'll have to be committed. We will have to be determined. We'll have to believe in ourselves and realize and embrace our own empowerment and surge forward. Absolutely. Queen of Gabriel, you can do anything right now. Go after what you want, the ability to attract helpful people. You can do anything you want right now. You are writing the script. Go after what you want. Go after your passions, your dreams, your desires. Move past your fears, move past your limitations. And the ability to attract helpful people. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. The High Priestess, powerful psychic insights, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. And I think I was starting to touch on this. It's a very spiritual time. Scorpio is a very intuitive sign. The veil is thin. In the Scorpio energy, it's our holiday? It's Halloween. What are we celebrating? The dead, the other side of the veil. Reflection and meditation that provides valuable information. So take time to sit in silence. Take time to meditate. Take time to pray. You'll be glad you did, because those aha moments, those epiphanies, the understanding that, that light bulb over the head going off, because you come up with the right decision. You come up with the right answer. You see the way forward. We have the Queen of Ariel. So 2 ladies and the High Priestess, so 3 ladies on the board so far. Nurture yourself and those you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful, practical, and wise advice. So listen when people are telling you things, okay? If you think that they are tearing you apart and they're tearing you down in some way, then maybe listen to what they're saying and see how you can use that in a constructive way to go forward. Try and pull the positive out of what they're, because even in the worst lies, there's this little tiny sliver of truth, right? And if you can find that little sliver, you know exactly how you can move forward. Nurture yourself and those you love. Embrace yourself. Embrace your talents, your ability, your empowerment. Embrace your inner child. What will fill you with passion? What will fill you with joy? And those you love. Don't let the day go by without telling somebody in your life that you love them when you love them. Page of Ariel. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education. Time to get to work. And I really do believe it's time to get to work. We don't want Mars to leave Capricorn. That's happening soon enough, because we're not going to have that oomph, that drive, that determination that we can latch onto right now to push forward. to do that extra mile, to make something solid, tangible. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you, and I do believe, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So when you are ready, the opportunity will open up to you. Time to get to work. Well, we've got all kinds of ladies on the board here. Let's see what we get next. The Two of Raphael, two hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful, kindred spirits. Don't give up on those you love. And this could be a lot of the Venus and Saturn, okay, where problems may arise, things that really need to be discussed, new rules set into place, or new understandings, deeper commitments made. Owning up to our responsibility of the relationship and what we really need to do and give within the relationship to make it work, and what our expectation is for what they need to give back. Because Saturn is all about the rules, all about the structure. And Venus is all about the passion and love. So it is a beautiful time to step into romance, into passion, into desire. But we need to work in order to make a strong relationship. The so-called honeymoon stage may have been over a long time, and so it's time to reignite your light together. Like as they bring their hands together, the light, the energy, the vibration lifts, growing it deeper, growing it stronger. Let's get our higher intuition cards going here. So for those of you who are familiar with my doggy Peanut, he's a golden retriever, and he has not been well. And today is a very bad day for him. So prayers would be deeply appreciated for Peanut, for healing. And I've got some stuff for him, but he's very intolerant to wanting to eat or drink right now, today. So, but I'm determined. So he has given in a few times. Practice patience. And I think that is probably one of the things that we will have the hardest time doing this weekend, is practicing patience, not wanting to push through, not wanting to, drive our dreams home and just steamroll anything in our way. Truthfulness, patience, and believe. Patience is waiting, not passively waiting. That's laziness. But to keep going when the going is hard and slow, that is patience. Raven reminds you that a situation involves a whole lot of patience, a matter that has recently arisen in affecting your ability to be truthful with yourself along with others. Raven speaks the truth with love and patience. Don't mind the time or fear running out of time. Instead, believe that what you want to have happen will happen, but it will take time. No matter the category of your life that you require patience in, love, finances, career, or health, it would benefit you not to focus on the clock, but instead to work at building a strong foundation around you. So that's very much the 4 energy. It is the right time, and you will know when that time happens, and then you will fly again. You may not know all the factors yet that are preventing your wishes from coming true, and you don't need to. You only need to believe that the moon will light the way to help guide Raven to the right place at the right time. So, patience is waiting, but not passively waiting. That's laziness. is to keep going when the going is hard and slow. And I think that, that's a lot of the 4 energy of working, the determination to doing it the long way, to know that we're going to hit obstacles, but those obstacles, when we overcome them, makes that security, that foundation that much stronger, that much more sustainable. So I do think that as we pass over this new moon energy, we will feel like we can fly again. So I think the energy is very strong. So stay balanced, love yourself, take time out to meditate, to pray, to do a couple of affirmations, a mission statement about who you are, and then get determined and do the work. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.